Find a seat. You're very welcome. Right, so I think most people know me. I'm Ali from the Stroke Association. So this, yes, Adam. So this is the start of our Heritage Lottery Life After Stroke project. It is going to be an 18-month project. We hope all of you are going to be there for the 18 months. So today is very much a very informal sort of creative activities, hands-on session where I want you all just to join in with the activities that are available. And by the end of this project, hopefully what we're going to have is a hard copy and digital resource of basically the history of stroke. But what we want is for you to share your personal stories, and during the 18 months we're also going to get stories from a whole range of people from lots of different backgrounds who've been connected with stroke in some way.
A thought tree here, I like that, creative tags for you to write your thoughts on. And they can be thoughts about the project, about what you've done here or anything that's happened here, or it might just about your experiences of stroke, or it might just be thoughts about life. It can be anything at all.
Straw hat, bowler hats, any hat, just put it on, and if you're quite happy just standing there, that's fine. But you can do like an expression, like a Victorian kind of proud kind of thing, or if you put the funny Scotsman hat on, or the weight of the funny wig, just feel free to do what you wish.
Hi John.
Hi.
How are you?
Not too bad.
So we're here to talk about life after stroke. What is your relationship with the term stroke, John?
Well, my relationship is I was getting TIAs for quite a while. I've had a few TIAs. Then I got a stroke. I had to go into the acute stroke place in Sunderland where they looked after us, and they sent us into a hospice just to get myself pulled around, which helped us a lot. It helped us to walk better.
Well, I had it at work, and my wife was working for me at work, and she could hear me voice going on the phone. So she picked me up in the car and took me into the RVI.
Well, they've helped us quite a lot up to now anyway. But the most important thing is association, having these type of groups, because these groups get you together and you meet people with the same problems.
I had a stroke last July.
So do you have any concerns at all with the project?
No, it's great. Anything that gets to the voice already, it's better. Because I used to have a load of in work. I had a load of the voice in work, and not now, you know, because I hear my voice now.
Yeah.
Not very good.
I was actually abroad when I had the stroke, so
Gosh.
I wasn't able to discuss it with anybody because nobody really spoke English. So
Well, it was just a tremendous shock for myself. I never contemplated it, and when it happened, I couldn't believe what had happened. And since then, I've never seemed to be totally what I would say was my old self.
not really. I think it's quite interesting. It sounds quite interesting.
Generally slowing down of what I do, and I still forget things now, and I get from time to time I get a little bit anxious.
I think for me, because I'm interested in video, I'm interested in art, and these are things I've done in my career as well. So for me, I think the project should be
Sounds
just
like you
interesting.
could be a bit of an...
Well, I've had people from the Stroke Association visit us at home, and I've found them very helpful, and that's why I came to this today, because I wanted to extend, because I live alone, you see.
Yeah.
So, I mean, before that didn't affect us before, but it seems to now. So that was the reason I came, just to find out how other people were coping, and just to generally talk over a few things with people, because when you meet people outside who know you've had a stroke, they're almost like, well, you think to yourself, yeah, I'll not talk about that because you might get a bit sick of it. But I think somebody who might have experienced something similar is sort of like on your wavelength, and they can understand it a lot better than, you know, what you're on about and things like that.
When my husband had a stroke, I didn't. Well, when you saw the advert on the television to when it really happens to somebody, it's something completely different. You know, it's frightening. I think a lot of people who have strokes, who can't express themselves, you know, like getting out and about, shopping, and can't walk very far.
I think it'll be interesting how it unfolds, and I think the nice part of it is not to know exactly what we're going to get. But it's brand new. It hasn't been done before. So we all are guinea pigs here for different reasons. And I think that is the exciting part of the project.
For example, I would say, kind Kath. Okay? So if you just, and then we're all going to do it back to each other. So can we all do that, for example? So, kind Kath. It's moving a bit. Right, so we've all got to do it. Sorry, we've all got to be just as ridiculous as each other. That's the way it works. Right. Jim the Joker. Loving. So loving Leslie. All right. Encourage. Mark the mouth. Oh, what can we do for that? Yeah, mark the mouth.
Bungalow, Barry.
Bungalow.
Because I've got nothing upstairs.
I've got so many words: scintillating, succinct, smashing.
Don't steal other people's.
Smashing. But it's all these words over here. But the word that sums me up is simple. I approach everything in a very simple way.
So you're saying
simple
So what would your action be, Steve?
C for crafty.
Crafty. What's your name? Just introduce your name. Colin. Right, so crafty Colin. So you can totally do
I'll go to jovial instead.
Jovial.
Jovial John.
Oh, Jovial John. Lovely. So what can we do for jovial? Jovial.
Oh, I haven't got one of them.
Oh, I've got one.
So my first thing is always like stroke, which is not good. So I said, well, I do sewing. So I would sew.
To move on to now, this is just where it's, so you're going to work in little groups, and this is just about finding out about your likes and your dislikes.
We've got 4 things that we all like.
Oh, breaking the rules already.
Why not? Top of the list is chocolate.
You and I.
Drink.
Drink? Father Ted. Father Ted.
Television and then football.
You look like the bloke of Father Ted. You have a fellow sister there. Drink.
So we had a few more. So we said music, chocolate, travel, we said bowls, dancing, and wine.
Pinot Grigio.
And then 3 things we dislike. We said certain people.
And we all looked at me.
That's a bit loaded, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, we did.
Potholes.
Yeah.
When people dog ear books to bookmark them.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Like Dennis has been into mine.
And smoking. One thing that only one person likes is Sunderland Football Club.
Nothing at all that you feel, but it's the things that you feel will help support you be a part of it. The trunk of the tree is the things that you can bring, that you're going to help for the project to grow. So you
might not believe it, but I love humour. And that is part of the reason I love coming to these groups, because it's such a, it's like medicine, isn't it? You know, it's better than you take so many tablets when you have a stroke. It really gets on your nerves. But humour to me is a wonderful bringing together of people, and that's one of my roots.
There's coming here to do something that's worthwhile.
not just filling your time in.
Not a talker.
You're not a talker.
I'm a good listener, but not a really talker.
Okay.
But I have enjoyed everything going on this today.
Right.
It's been really good here.
You can do anything at all with this ball of energy.
Mm-hmm.
So at the moment I've got it, okay, and I'm just going to shape it. And I'm going to send it across the room to someone. But I'm also going to say that person's name, because this will also help us to think about each other's names, because that's actually something I should have put on there, is to remember everybody's names. Right. So you can change this ball. So this ball of energy can become sort of sticky, right? It can become a bit, it could be a bit of a ball of energy that's been in the fridge too long, should have been chucked out, okay? It might be really heavy, okay? Or it might be really hot, or it might be for something. So you can make it into anything at all that you...
This is back to Dennis, right? Hand grenade.
Back to me?
Yeah.
Oh. You've blown me up. I can't do it.
Very clever.
Musical bombs, man.
Am I catching the debris?
Oh, yeah. Helena.
Right, go on, see.
Helena's got the debris.
Mine's bouncy.
Medicine ball.
Gloria.
Good catch. Yeah. What you ought to do is to start to think about your strengths, or just part of your personality. Okay.
It is just imagine myself merrily younger.
Because I haven't always been invisible yet.
Likes dog walking, easy to get on with, suspicious. Loves chocolate, enthusiastic, and youthful.
Oh, brilliant.
Youthful.
Okay.
And this is Barry's.
Yeah.
Is Baz
Baz.
is a different name, and he aims to improve.
Yes.
He's reliable. He really loves timber, so he's a joiner, and he likes yachts.
Oh, wow, I didn't know you liked.
It really sort of sums up Keith as a person, and he's kind and supportive. He enjoys the group. He's interested in his grandkids. Treat others with kindness and help others if he can.
This is determined, enjoys life, not grown old, never satisfied, inquisitive, and sensitive, sounds selfish.
But it sounds competitive.
Adam is able to see the funny side of things, detests mushrooms and eggs, but he makes a mean chew. Liz loves her family, is very loyal to friends, and zips her lip occasionally.
I can hopefully have the will to succeed and get better. I am sometimes daft and I sometimes get fed up. And I've been about my eye folks.
Tell brilliant jokes. I am confident and I have ambition.
Can find strength to overcome problems sometimes. I'm a good listener but not a talker. And I've got a good supportive family.
All right.
So Celia can talk to anyone. Celia is supportive and engaging. And Celia has a degree in health psychology.
Ooh!
Very good.
I did not know that.
Very
Yes.
good.
Right, so Helena can make people feel comfortable and valued. Helena is always friendly and ready to help and listen. And Helena has been amazing at driving me everywhere.
He can decide what meals he wants and cook them. And and he can be quite, determined as to, well, he's more determined about what he doesn't want.
Mushrooms.
But he is generally easygoing, apart from when it comes to going shopping. And he's got the quality of always being quiet. And he's always been like that, not just since the stroke.
Oh.
I thought I can't talk a lot. I am interested in other people and I have a good sense of humour.
No, we don't want to make group rules because I think that's too stringent, but just some agreements between you on how the group should go forward. So there's some words on here just to prompt you. So in your pairs, it's just to what you would sort of your, I don't know, your group agreement, your group code, you could call it, something like that. As I say, these are just drafts, so we can provide. Our service, which is the Community Integration Service, and that's with Momentum Skills, Brain Injury and the Stroke Association, who I work for. And we managed to get a grant from the Heritage Lottery to run an 18-month project to research the history of stroke, but through working with Kath, who runs an arts company called Banyan Arts. Do you want to briefly say a little bit about what you do?
And I started working with Ali about 3 or 4 years ago now. Went to, my background's drama education, and I could see how much there's obviously lots and lots of different ways of communicating, physically, and using different art forms.
A charity called Living History North East, which is a regional oral history centre. And the focus platform for our work is memory. We engage with schools across lots of subject areas. And I think one of the key points for us as an organisation is to not work in silos. I think people don't live in silos, and this project is kind of a platform to reflect that. As Kath said, memory is about recognition of a purposeful life, whatever your life has been. And this is an opportunity to actually express that through changes that have happened and affected individual lives.
Yeah, so we're on placement at the Stroke Association, and so we kind of drafted into the project as well, which obviously excited about. And so we've been to the steering group meeting and the last couple of meetings that we've had with the stroke survivors with the group.
It's really interesting because it's like a role emerging setting, like we've been meeting the clients out of the project context and just generally with the Stroke Association, but to follow them to the actual project and seeing them integrate in a different context, which is solely the building skills, the creative activities, them being interviewed as well, and maybe even interviewing each other. It's really interesting, and especially from an occupational perspective, it's really.
Hello.
Hi.
So my name's Helena. I'm a final year student OT. Your name's?
My name's Kate.
Kate.
I'm Anne-Marie.
Anne-Marie. And first year?
First year students, yeah.
Fantastic. First year occupational therapist.
It was something that I wanted to do for quite a long time. I had personal experiences. My dad had a stroke, so I had personal experience of working with an OT. And I waited until my girls were a little bit older and then decided now was a good time to pursue the career. Just think it's a great role where it can make a huge difference to somebody's life. I've worked with children with special needs for about 12 years, and I've seen occupational therapists working with the children that I've been working with, so working alongside them as well. So I just kind of had a bit of a career change and decided to come and study this.
Fantastic.
Again, I've got personal experiences. My dad had a stroke, and I've seen the difference that sort of, things like the association made, and groups out there for people who've been through similar experiences, whether it be support network or you know, for various other reasons, I think they make a massive difference.
Definitely.
Kind of just gaining that confidence back after having a stroke is really good, and trying to get back the kind of life that they want.
Leaves are, and don't feel you have to complete all of them, right? There's a lot of leaves there, and it could be something that we, as the project goes on, we add to the tree. Yeah, because the outcomes, they're basically the things that you hope or you would like to get out of the project, or for the project to produce.
My wife and children, physios, and care.
Yeah.
That's what they've written.
People that are maybe isolated, Jim, or don't get
No,
out.
no. I'd love to get on the stroke ward and say to somebody, deal with it, you'll get better.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll never be as bad as what you are now.
Right. So they hopefully the things that we capture from it, we could be shown to people in the stroke wards.
It's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple of our routes were, some of these were shared by Steve and Dennis as well. Socialising and teamwork are things that we feel we bring. Our trunk is structured with a couple of different things, like being communicators, but with listening skills as well. And for me and Celia, we hope possibly an occupational perspective.
Absolutely.
And for the leaves, just a couple, we've got exercising our imagination, having learning opportunities, and being kind to ourselves as well as others.
Outcomes I've got being part of an important project, group work or teamwork, keeping active, meeting new people, feel part of a community, new biscuit experiences, learning how understanding of stroke has changed because this project's about the history of stroke, share my story, hearing other voices related to stroke, so thinking about physios, etc. So hearing what they've got to say about it, and awareness of varieties of stroke experiences. 'Cause I'm sure everybody's had a slightly different experience.
That's brilliant.
You know two things that you do. It's when you see have a little bit of knowledge. It's like you read stuff, you do research stuff, you know things that you wouldn't really want to know
right
straight away, which I wanted to say about with the stroke, you know what I mean? It's things are good, like 30 days after one, it's good that you've got that bit.
Jade, she went last night.
Is to ride on a one-horse open sleigh, dashing through the snow. On a one-horse open sleigh, across the fields we go, laughing all the way, ha ha ha, bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all.
Two or three sessions, depending on how we go. We're moving into the recording memory sections. So it's going to be first trying to develop some skills and a little bit background knowledge so that you can do that work.
About 12 books a week.
Did you?
Oh, easy. But now I can't read a book now, so. And I hold a book. If people see what I've got what do you call it?
Audio book.
I've got a Kindle, yeah, but the thing is with books, you've got to hold them, it's small pages.
Yeah.
His dad actually died when he was 11 years old, so, which is inconceivable for me to, I suppose, again understand. But a lot, even in those 11 years, he'd got how he wanted to be a dad in his own right, how he would sort of bring up his own children. Is that right, Keith?
Give us the values. Didn't think of it like that, but give us the values of what I was going to go ahead and do.
Perceived as being a quiet person, and he is, and he's always been the quiet one in our family. It's not a huge family. When we get together, we can be a bit raucous, but Adam's always the quiet one.
The fact that Barry is from, the first thing he said was from Hebburn on Tyne, County Durham. So his locality where he was born was a big part.
Part of the time.
Part of the time, part of where. So you knew from the Tyne, County Durham, a big part of who he was. Went to work in an organisation called Ray Rollers. Yeah. So that was a big part of your starting off of your journey, really, career-wise, and sort of shaped quite a lot of your life and who you are.
In 1999, I moved to Japan and I started teaching English there. I'd actually originally trained as a designer, so in the 80s I went to university to study design, and I worked as a designer for a bit, and then I studied how to become an English teacher, and I moved to Japan and I worked there for a few years, and then I moved on to Korea and Slovakia and Istanbul. In Istanbul I got a promotion as then I started working as a project manager in education.
For national service, and you did 2.5 years. We were having a discussion about this. Do you want to share?
In the meantime, the Berlin Wall went up, and the military used that as an excuse for all the existing national servicemen to do an extra 6 months, to give them a bit of breathing space, to try and build the regular army.
I lived in Hebburn when I went to school in 1961 to Grangewood School in Jarlath, and Hebburn College School and Jarlath Central School, so a bit of mix and match type thing, you know. My dad died when I was 11, when I was 66, 67. I left school with 7 CSEs.
What problems might we encounter and how might we overcome them? So there's 2 sides to that. So I'm going to run through a couple of slides.
Any signs before the stroke that it was potentially happening, and then people's experiences of the stroke, of the care after, in hospital, once they get home, and then their life after the stroke. So that might be the impact on work, family, social life, their personality, their mobility, everything to do with them. Look at what equipment people had and what support they had, and their experiences of using that equipment and having to use that support, whether it be the equipment or carers or family members.
I was picking the name up tonight. I didn't even know what it was, just a list of names. And it was...
Are you going to do this bit? Other way.
This is an interview with Susan Hall by Colin Russell. Is that right?
Yeah, I did the other way around.
On the 8th of February 2018 for the Stroke Project.